Hello everyone, welcome to A Slice of My Life. First of all, I need to apologize because I have just somehow misplaced my wide angle lens, so the depth of field of this video is a little bit different. And because of that, also I decided not to use the usual black background because the depth of field would mean that you could actually see what's on the outside here. So let me know whether you prefer this background or you prefer the usual black background. The reason why I don't really go for this background is because of the reflection of the light. Anyway, about this video, today we're going to talk about this guy over here, which is the Mr. DJ spinner by Metal X Manufacturing. Here we go, here's a name card for you. J. Irwin, Metal X Manufacturing. That's the website right there, metalxmfg.com. And the back just says custom EDC gear, nothing much. I think it's like a postcard or a name card or a little message area. Yeah, so basically there's no unboxing because this spinner arrived like that in a little black pouch. That's about it. There isn't a lot that I have to say about the spinner. This is not a nice fidget spinner in my opinion. It would fall under the category of what I would say is a novelty spinner. Now this, in case you guys don't know, is actually designed after what is known as a 45 revolutions per minute adapter for old records. Yeah, back in the day, you used to play music from these things called vinyl records, and then you had different sizes. So, you would need an adapter for a 45 revolutions per minute record to fit onto a standard spindle. And so you'd have one of these. Of course, this has been adapted to become a spinner. And you can see that the middle is already a 608 bearing. But the main design remains the same, and that is also the reason why it's called the Mr. DJ, I believe, because somehow over time this design became synonymous with DJing. So yeah, I'm gonna just unscrew the buttons to show you guys the bearing on the inside. There we go. It is a standard 608 bearing, and this is actually a hybrid ceramic that I believe. And just first gripe, since it's open up already, the buttons. The buttons are standard stainless steel, everything is stainless steel, but what I did not like is that you can actually see some dust and dirt on the buttons. It's quite a bit of residue, as you can see, and I think they might have glued it in. I don't know, it looks like it has been glued in, but yeah, I mean, if it's a screw-in button, I don't see a point in you having to glue it in. Next, I also believe that the bearings are actually glued in because this bearing is not moving at all. So if I want to actually remove the bearing, I'm gonna have to devise some kind of a contraption to kind of push it out or find a way to break the bond on the adhesive there before taking it out. But the fact that it is open like this should not be much of a problem if I want to clean it. So I'm gonna give it a table spin, and you'll see that it doesn't spin very long. And during the time that it's spinning, I'll just talk a little bit about my experience purchasing this thing. So here we go. Just make sure that the buttons are on tight. Okay, table spin time, and I might speak a bit slow because I'm actually reading information from my laptop, which is situated right here. So let's go. Okay, so first of all, the pre-order for this actually started sometime in December last year, and I placed my order, on the website, and the delivery deadline was actually supposed to be the end of January. But when it approached the end of January, there was no updates, so I actually sent them an email. Them meaning it could be J, I don't really know, but I'll just say Metal X Manufacturing in general. So I sent them an email, and I got a response saying that there was some delays. So I waited till about the end of February, and then I wrote another message back in SpinSpace and commented back on the thread saying it is one day to March. When are these going to be shipped out? Because we received zero updates whatsoever. And so Jay actually replied and said that all Mr. DJs that were on pre-order would ship out today and tomorrow, which meant the last day of February and the first day of March. And yeah, it stopped spinning already. I'll start the spin again since it stopped. So continuing from the story, I received it 2 weeks after Jay mentioned that it was shipped out because I live in Singapore, and it takes about 2 weeks to get shipping from overseas, like the States or the UK back here to Singapore. So I've actually had this for about 3 weeks, almost a month now, and well, I've put it on my EDC, but I gotta say that this is not one of the spinners that I really enjoy. Yep, it stopped spinning already. Here is a size comparison for you against my stubby, and clearly it is way bigger than the stubby. So what do I think of the Mr. DJ? I don't particularly like it. It's not a very nice spinner for me, because of all these areas over here and the way I flick it. Like, actually, honestly, I can't find a good way to flick it. You could probably just use your index finger and pull it back, or you could push it forward. But once your finger gets lodged in this gap over here, it's a bit dangerous. I've actually hurt my index finger when I pulled it back once by doing this. So you see that the way it catches my index finger and you pull it back, you might actually hurt yourself. Pushing forward this way is fine, but if you got it in this orientation, then pulling back like that is okay. But if you manage to somehow get your fingernail lodged in here, that's gonna hurt. The same goes for if you were to push it forward this way with your ring finger over here. It's not so bad if it's the ring finger, but for the middle finger, if you are someone like me who holds it this way and you actually do preloaded flicks, you're actually looking for a nice edge you can hook your finger onto. But if you hook it right here, that's not good, because when you pull it back, see how it pinches? So it actually hurts. It hurts quite a bit. Granted that the edges are actually kind of rounded. They're not like hard edges. They are, I think, probably tumbled or something, but they're all rounded except for the inside right here, like on this edge over here, that's a little bit sharp. But your finger's rarely gonna hit that part, so I wouldn't really consider it a hot spot. If we were to just talk about the outer circumference of it, that's not gonna be a problem. But I kind of like having a area that I can put my finger on and then pull back, but this one doesn't present itself with any. And also this thing has the same issue or same problem that I feel that actually comes with all circular shaped spinners. But with regards to the Maelstrom itself, you actually have your finger on the button right here, but for you to have your other finger far away on the spinner frame just makes it feel very uncomfortable that it's so wide. For my semi-large Asian hands, this is actually a little bit uncomfortable, and it's not something that I really enjoy flicking all the time. Plus the fact that it's using a 608 bearing, and the fact that it is a ceramic hybrid, but just the shape of it, you already know that this is not meant to be a long spinner, and so it really is just a novelty spinner. So down to the price, I got this for 68 USD, and that does not include shipping. If you were to get the Mr. DJ without the buttons, it'll cost you 50 during the pre-order. But then I added the buttons in, so that brought the entire price up to 68. Right now, these are actually going on their website for $60 without buttons, and I think that if you get buttons, you gotta add another $24 or something like that. Please don't quote me on that, go check out the website. And of course, I will put links in the video description in case you guys are actually interested in getting one of these for yourself. For me, it's not something that I really enjoy, so I can't really recommend it to you guys, unless you really feel an attachment to this particular design. Because this design, I understand that a lot of vinyl heads out there that would probably find this very interesting, that would really like it. Or if you're a DJ and this is kind of symbolic to you, then go ahead and get it. But for me, I don't particularly enjoy this, and I don't think that it's really worth that money. Like, even on the pre-order price, 68 is a little bit expensive, even though it is full stainless steel. I mean, I like stainless steel, it's got a nice weight to it, but it just, I don't get a satisfaction out of just fidgeting with it. It doesn't make me feel relaxed or anything. In fact, I've got to admit that this is a little bit frustrating, because I guess I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of it. Like, as a two-hand spinner, if I'm able to pinch this edge over here and spin it, then that's fine. But I'm gonna be wanting to fidget this thing with one hand, so you guys really have to consider, it is not something that I recommend. Only really for the collectors out there, really for people who love this design, people who feel an attachment to the old days of the 45 revolutions per minute records, and the adapters, of course. Then yeah, this might be the spinner for you, but it's not the spinner for me. And that's honestly all I have to say about this spinner. Now, initially I wanted to remove the 608 bearing and replace it with a core. One of those adapter cores, the 188 to 608 cores, whether it's the Rev Spin Rev core or the Kong or the Neo Drive. I thought about that, but now that I've actually held it in my hand and fidgeted with it, it's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to the point that I feel that even if I were to change the bearing, it's not going to help me much, because I might get a longer spin for sure, but it's not as fun spinning it as compared to most of the other spinners that I own. If you're really considering getting this, please make sure that you know what you're getting into. Now, of course, the coolest thing about this, I have to say, is that it looks like it's two rings spinning. You can't even, really tell that there's a inner ring right there. So that's the coolest thing that it looks like. But apart from that, It's just another novelty spinner. Of course, all due respect to Jay Irwin for being good with the customer service. Even though there was a delay, I did not feel angry or pissed off or anything, so it's not really much of a gripe. Just that, you know, waiting for an extra 2 months isn't really something that is expected, you know, because this was actually on pre-order. It's not like a Kickstarter campaign, so maybe they could improve on that. I suppose maybe it was just bad estimation on their part, I'm not so sure, but they were nice about it. They didn't give me any problems, so nothing really bad to say about it. And that was my experience, and this is the Mr. DJ spinner by Metal X Manufacturing. I hope you like this review. Hopefully it gives you a better insight on whether or not this spinner is a spinner for you. It's big, it's hefty, doesn't spin long, doesn't fidget well in my opinion, costs you about 60 US, but a very interesting design, and for collectors might be a solid collection piece. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!